Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Sunday edition of the Daily Fantasy 5 for May 19th. We're bringing you the 5 things you need to know today in the world of fantasy sports. As always, we are brought to you by www.mathradio.com, where your kids ages 7 through 17 can get an online math course for as little as $9.99. Help them improve their grades in school, help them receive higher test scores, and even let them get into college. Once again, that is www.mathradio.com, where you can get an online course for as little as $9.99. Go to mathradio.com. All right, let's get to the news today. We've got some pitchers in baseball making returns. Zach Greinke from Arizona will make his scheduled start on Tuesday. That is after some concern that he would not be able to go. He is having a nice season with a 2.78 ERA. He's 6-1 on the year with 62 strikeouts. So good news for Greinke owners and Arizona Diamondback fans. In San Francisco, the Giants' Johnny Cueto hopes to return in September from elbow surgery. I am not buying it. I certainly would not be reserving a roster spot for Johnny Cueto and waiting for him to come back in September. If he does come back in September and pitches well, great. Let's deal with it then. In the last 3 years since joining San Francisco, he played 32 games in 2016 and 2017. He only started 25, and last year he only started 9 games. So I would not be trusting Johnny Cueto. Let's move over to basketball today. We had the Milwaukee and Toronto series. Milwaukee's up 2-0 in this series. We like that a lot. We won our game last night. We had Golden State plus the 2.5. That worked out well for us as Golden State won by, I think, 12. So we are up to, 4 units plus the other one? Yeah, 4 units up for the playoffs. So in tonight's game, it tips off at 7 o'clock, and Toronto is a 2.5-point favorite. No, thank you. Give me Milwaukee plus the 2.5 for sure. The over-under is 219. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take the Milwaukee plus 2.5, and then I'm also going to take, with another unit, I'm going to take Milwaukee straight up to win, parlayed with the under of 219.5. I think this is going to be a defensive matchup. I think the energy is going to be good in Toronto. They're really going to want to play defense. I think it's a close game, but I think Milwaukee can still win it, but I think it's low scoring. You know what? Let's just do this. I'm not going to do the parlay. Give me just Milwaukee plus 2.5 and give me the under of 219.5. So no parlay, just straight up Milwaukee plus 2.5 and the under of 219.5 for 2 units there. All right. In fantasy, I like the single game options tonight. So I want to start my stars, right? Giannis and Kawhi. But which one is your MVP and which one is your all-star? Well, I had Kawhi slated since he's playing at home. However, Giannis is outscoring him 56-51. So I'm going to go ahead and slot in Giannis still as my MVP and then put in Kawhi as the all-star. Because I figure that if Toronto is going to win, they're going to need the other guys to do something, and Kawhi might have to be more of a facilitator in this game. So I just don't think he's going to overcome Giannis, who's going to have to do everything for Milwaukee tonight. So I'm starting MVP Giannis, and then my all-star is Kawhi. My other pro, the guy that gets the other multiplier, I'm going to start Bledsoe over Brogdon. Those were kind of my 2 choices at the $10,500 range. Bledsoe has outscored Brogdon, and according to RotoGrinders, he is 7 players above Brogdon. So I'm going to stick with them and go with that lineup with Bledsoe coming in third. My scrubs, my utility players, I'm going with Van Vliet. He was cheap, and I'm going with Ibaka, who rounded out the schedule, and I think he should be good at home. So again, I'm going with Giannis, Kawhi, Bledsoe, Van Vliet, and Ibaka as my starting 5. A little baseball daily fantasy for you here. The Texas Rangers are starting Todd Smiley today. So not only does he stink, he's 0-3 this year with a 6.85 ERA and 1.78 WHIP. He's also coming off an ankle sprain. So who knows how long this guy's going to be able to go. And if you get into the bullpen early, all kinds of wild stuff can happen. So I would be starting your Cardinals today in daily fantasy. And in particular, I'm going to throw Harrison Bader out there. So he's a cheap option at only $2,500. Plus he's 5 for his last 8. So he's on a bit of a hot streak. He should be going up against a great matchup today. So give me Harrison Bader, center fielder for the St. Louis Cardinals at only $2,500, and just start your Cardinals in general. I think that should be a good matchup for the Cardinals offense. All right, everybody, that's it for the Daily Fantasy 5 today. We'll be back tomorrow with our regular scheduled show. Please check out www.mathradio.com. Pick up an online course for your child ages 7 through 17 for as little as $9.99. If you are watching on YouTube, I would love it if you would go ahead and subscribe to the show, like it, and leave us some comments in the description below the show. If you're listening to the podcast on Spotify or iTunes, I would love a 5-star rating and a wonderful review. We would greatly, greatly appreciate it. tell your friends, tell your parents, tell whoever listens to the podcast. We will see you tomorrow. Bye.